All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to cover the Errol Spence, Terence Crawford conversation that is going on. New information has come out, which confirms suspicions that people are having as a result of tweets from Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I'm coming with 100% high expectations and positivity about a fight we've all been wanting to see between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. There has been recent interview given by Showtime's chief executive over sports. I forget what his title is specifically. ESPINOZA, who ahead of the Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez fight, gave his take on where the negotiations are. And again, confirming a lot of the suspicions that people had based on the tweets coming from the two fighters involved. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation and hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. We always having really good boxing conversations over here, whether you agree with me or whether you don't agree with me. And to everybody that is a longtime subscriber, supporter, or a recent subscriber, thank you guys so much for your support. Really does mean a lot. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks of videos like this. Is a great way to sponsor channels who put out content that you like. So thank you if you can. If you can't, at least hit that like button if you like the video. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Just do something. Anyway, let's get into this. All right, I am becoming more and more positive that we have a legitimate chance to get this Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford fight. First, because there's a lot of money on the line, and these people aren't crazy. Not Errol Spence Jr., and no matter what you say about Terence, I don't think Terence is crazy either. That man knows how to count. But new information has come out from ESPINOZA. And ESPINOZA, you know, is the head of Showtime Sports. And it is the network that most likely would air the fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. He was interviewed, and this was the summary of the take that he had. I'm not going to take the audio from the Boxing Voice, but it was an interview that was put up this morning done by a correspondent with the Boxing Voice. And he said this, confirm this, that there are talks for a fight within June between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. That he said, he was affirmatively saying, yes, that is true. Now, if you recall, yesterday, there was reports out that from a good source that they had agreed to a date of June 17th for the fight. Now, they agreed to fight on June 7th. I said in that video, and I maintain that there could be a difference between them agreeing to fight on June 17th and them agreeing to fight. Now, what is the difference? What is the difference there? The difference is that they can say, okay, if we can work this out, we're going to fight on June 17th. We both agree that we're going to fight on June 17th. And you check that box off of there, because you have to get venues, you have to do all that. And also, both Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford have other mandatory obligations that they're supposed to meet. And Errol is not going to wait around, according to basically what ESPINOZA said is, look, Errol is not going to wait around forever. And Terence has real pressures on him for fights that were ordered by the WBO. So this type of thing, this conversation is not going to go on and on and on and on. However, he said he's very optimistic that it can take place. And so what people are saying, I think it sounds like it's about right. And again, as I've said over the last couple of videos that I've done talking about this, look, I am 100% confident that Terence Crawford can count. I'm also 100% confident that Errol Spence Jr. can count. And whatever you want to say about who thinks they can lose or who, all of that stuff, both of those guys are going to want that money. And that fight, in my opinion, is the biggest fight that there is in all of boxing. And if it takes place after Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis, it's probably going to be even bigger than it would have been before because of the big fight atmosphere of the Gervonta and Ryan fight. That very well may get people even more in the mood to see another one, right? I think that this is a very, very good thing. Now, there's something that also made me believe that Stephen Espinoza was really serious about this fight, having a very good chance to get done. And it's that when he repudiated the idea very strongly that anybody was ducking a fight, that Errol Spence Jr. was trying to duck a fight or Terence Crawford was trying to duck a fight. He was like, no, both these guys really want to fight. Errol wants to fight badly. Terence wants to fight badly. It's just reasonable business issues that were standing in the way of getting it done. So they walked away from negotiations. Terence Crawford took his fight. Errol was going to take his fight, but he got in he got in that car accident that he had, and that postponed the fight that he was having with, and he didn't say who it was, but it's obviously, talking about Keith Thurman. So the fight that Errol would have had with Keith Thurman got delayed. Now, the question for me is, though, like, what about Keith Thurman? And Stephen Espinoza addressed that. He said, look, Keith Thurman just had a baby. Congratulations to Keith Thurman. He just had a baby girl. And I mean that. Congratulations to Keith Thurman. And he's going to take a few weeks off, right, before he's ready to get back and train. Now, if you're talking about a fight in June, you got all of April, you got all of May, right? All of April, all of May. And then you're looking at 2 weeks in June. So what is that? 4, 8, that's 10, 10 weeks out. But again, they're not going to continue to drag this on forever because of the obligations that both of these fighters have. And so the fact that, for Errol at least, the fact that Keith Thurman has a couple weeks, that he's taken off for his child, hey, man, gives Errol a little bit more leeway or room, at least from the outside, obviously the outside looking in, to get it done. So, hey, man, I'm very, very encouraged. I know there's going to be a lot of people that say they're not going to believe it till they see it. And that's cool. I don't mind that at all. I'll believe it when I see it as well. When they get when they release the official press announcement that the fight is done, that's when we know it will be done. And on that note, that's why I always say, look, YouTube channels, and I don't really care who they are, or what they say they are, we are, in essence, just boxing fans that are talking about boxing, or at least 100%. That's what I am. I'm a boxing fan that is paying attention to the news. Every once in a while, I'll talk to somebody. Not every once in a while, actually more often lately than it used to be, where I'll talk to people that are, directly closely associated with it. But at the same time, they know, the people that I'm talking to know that I'm talking to a lot of other boxing fans. So, even though I would never claim anybody just not telling me the truth, but people tell you what they want you to know, right? It's just kind of part of the thing. You got to think, okay, why would people be telling me this? But at the end of the day, like Sugar Hill, the trainer of Tyson Fury, said about the Alexander Usyk fight, look, at the end of the day, you're not going to know whether this is taking place until there's an official announcement, an official press release from somebody like Kelly Swanson from the PBC, or some official announcement on, not cryptic announcement on Terence Crawford's Twitter page or something like that, to know that this fight is done. And I understand that 100%, but it ain't going to keep me and other boxing fans from talking about it or speculating that somebody's a duck. But hey, Stephen Espinoza said he ain't ducking. Maybe it wasn't a duck. We'll be debating that for a while, especially if after what happens in the fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.